Go. Wow, take a look at this. Would you be brave enough to jump into a freezing river to save a dog? Well, to Chris MacRitchie, this was an easy decision, and thanks to Chris's quick action, this struggling pup was pulled to safety and reunited with its owner. Joining me now is Chris MacRitchie. An incredible feat. I mean, I don't know if I would have thought about jumping into an icy river. An incredibly lucky opportunity that you were right there, right place, right time. Thank you for being with us on Fox Weather. Take us through what happened when you saw this dog struggling.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I was with my family in a local drive-thru, and on the right side of the drive-thru, there's an embankment with a rail line, and then there's a river right along the rail line. And as I was approaching the window for the order, my son said, "There's a dog in the river." He just happened to look over, and I couldn't see it from my perspective. So we pulled up ahead and got out of the vehicle, and I looked down, and there was a dog in the river. It was in relatively shallow water at the time, but it didn't look good for the dog at that point. So it was a split-second decision. So we went down over the embankment, and the ideal situation was we could call her over to the edge, but that wasn't happening. I think she may have been scared, plus she was also tired. Mm-hmm. So as the video you're running now shows, it was kind of the point where I had to go over, and I can't say I was excited about getting into the water because it's extremely cold water up here in Vermont. But I got to the edge, and I was concerned about the depth. I didn't know the depth, as I've been saying. I didn't know if it was 2 feet or 20 feet is what I've been saying, but it ended up being closer to 2. So I was happy about that.
Thankfully, and it almost looks as if the ice kind of gave way underneath of you too, as you jumped in to help save the dog. So how is everything? Once you pulled the dog out of this icy river, I see you warmed it up, you put it into some blankets, obviously not prepared for saving a dog. What were the next steps trying to find where this dog came from and reunite them with their owner?
Yeah, we had some I took off my jacket because it wasn't going to do me any good in the water. So as you see in the video, we wrapped her in that. And there were some other blankets we had in the vehicle. We wrapped her, and then after we thought she was doing okay, we looked at the tag, and it had Morgan, the owner's name on it. So I called. I've never met Morgan before, and I didn't know the dog had been missing. Apparently, it had been missing. I found that out after, but I called Morgan, and to say she was excited would be an understatement. She'd been looking. The dog had spent the night outside here in Vermont, which is a dangerous situation by itself. And she arrived 5 minutes later. Was obviously overjoyed that we had her, but also concerned about, obviously, that we just pulled her out of the water. So it was a good moment.
Do you know how the dog is doing now?
Talk to Morgan. I believe the next day, Arizona, which is the dog's name, had some problems walking. It had been a rough 24 hours for her, so she couldn't walk. She was brought into the veterinarian, and they ran tests, and everything came back. She was hooked to, I think, an IV, and she recovered. They did find out she had Lyme's disease, which Morgan did not know before this event, which may have led to her being sore that she couldn't walk, the next day. But overall, I believe last I heard, she was back to normal and her usual self.
Well, Chris, truly a hero, and I don't think, not many people would find themselves in this situation, and then the quick action saved Arizona from these freezing cold temperatures there. So, of course, great work, and thank you so much for joining us here on Fox Weather to share that story.
Thanks for having me.